It doesn't matter what brand or flavor of spirituality someone who calls themselves a healer aspires to. Doesn't matter whether they're Christian or Buddhist or just spiritual. Doesn't matter if they have shaman after their name, Reiki master after their name, if they're associated with any healing outfit. But how do you tell if you've got one that's legit? Looking back after talking to this woman, she had the chance to reflect on things. She said, I should have listened to my friends. Her friends saw what was going on. Her friends could see the difference in her personality. Her friends could see the changes that were occurring to the way that she looked at the world. They could even see when physical changes started happening to her, when the exhaustion came on, which honestly was being caused because there was more than one person in her body. That's why doctors weren't able to find a physical cause. They weren't treating one person, they were treating two. They had no idea. She could also have gotten a second opinion. Now, that she sort of did, in the sense that she reached out to doctors at some point when her symptoms became so overwhelming, she thought she was physically dying, which on a long enough timeline she would have. Second opinions are wise. You can always get a second opinion from another healer. If you don't want to go to the traditional medicine route, or if you're just looking for a spiritual aspect, if you're looking for a spiritual type of healing, go to more than one. Remember that this industry is not regulated. Somebody might have a Reiki certificate. They could have got it in a 2-hour course online. Just like being an ordained minister. I didn't go to seminary. Am I a real ordained minister? No. But I tell people that. I can perform your wedding or your christening or funeral or your celebration of life. I can legally perform all of those with the credentials that I have. I am not a ordained minister in the sense that I've gone to seminary and I aspire to a certain religion. I adhere to a certain religion. Not that kind of minister. They're also not those kind of Reiki practitioners. There is no test to whether you're good at what you're claiming you do, except time. Time will prove how good you are. Word of mouth will prove how good you are. Working with a lot of people, providing references to those people who have a good review, bad review, will tell you. But most importantly, your gut will tell you. When I asked her, did he give you any indication that maybe things weren't right? Did you have any sense during this time maybe things weren't what he said they were? She said, in my gut, I just felt like something was off. I shouldn't go there, but I was feeling better. I was getting results. My behaviors were changing. That's where logic needs to come in. Your intuition is there and it's telling you this is a bad situation. You don't even have to understand why it's a bad situation. If it feels wrong, stop doing it. But the feedback she was getting was her behaviors were changing because there was enough truth in what he was saying as far as Buddhist practices that was making a difference for her in her life. But then he convinced her that he was the font of all knowledge, that only he had the answers that she needed to be able to continue to move forward in a good way. Always trust your gut. Trust your friends. Get a second opinion. Remember that none of us, including healers, have all the answers.